Today we're going to be reviewing the Sprint Wagner PEM X1 powder coating cup gun. This gun is designed for small batch work or laboratory work where your volumes are very small. As you can see, it's a gravity feed design. Some of the things that separate it from a more budget style powder feed gravity gun, for example like an EZ100, include the ability to control microamps and kilovolts independently. This helps with issues with areas that are called Faraday areas and corners, helps with recoat applications, and general overall performance will be better. It also allows you to control powder to air mix on the unit, which is unique with the cups, with this kind of cup feed design, and that's helpful if you're trying to control how much powder to air you're putting on a part. That again is useful in situations with recoat applications and similar type of work. We'll show you the control unit here. It does have pre-baked settings on the unit. If you've worked with Wagner equipment before, you'll be familiar with the standard preset settings that are all available on these units. There's this unit setting is the standard for flat panels. It keeps kVs very high and microamps very high to maximize wrap. The 2x setting will drop kVs slightly and limit microamps so that kVs start to drop if you get too close to a surface. It also reduces powder to air mix. Then you have a Faraday cage setting, and this bottom setting is for you to be able to program for when the trigger is pulled twice. That's helpful if you're doing a lot of Faraday work or coatings that tend to need particular settings. You can set the gun to be where you need it and then double pull the trigger and it'll automatically go to that setting. I'll show you that now. When I double pull the trigger, you'll see it go to that setting. So that's how that works. We'll go ahead and show you on the part here. Alright, so you can see my part here has some Faraday areas with corners and tricky areas. I've set the unit on the Faraday setting for those areas, and we'll go ahead and show you how the unit functions here. Alright, so you can see the gun delivers good quality and consistency in my coat. The fluffing air to the powder gives it a similar performance to a box feed or hopper feed, but in the small format of a little cup gun. This is a little more efficient than some of the other options that are out there that tend to just try to shake the cup to create a little agitation. The air feed tends to keep it flowing very well. I'll turn it around to the front. You can see I even am able to wrap most of the front of this part from the back. The unit is pricey. It's $4,455 for the unit, but if you're doing very high-end custom batch work, laboratory work, and you really need to be able to control settings or spec out settings for your customers that might be using your powder coating in their work, or you just want to achieve really good results with two-coat applications and tricky things to do like that, the unit's preset settings and finer control relative to a budget gun give you a lot of flexibility. One other quick note about the PEM X1 cup gun: it's very easy to clean out compared to a full box feed unit, and it makes for quicker changeover between coatings. The little cup can be emptied easily, and then you have this here that you can use the purge button to clear, and then you can also just briefly use a airline to make sure that no residual has been left in the gun. You can also, this gun does come with a variety of tip types in the bag for round spray and a variety of different ways that you might need to use the pattern, and that involves changing out this tip and then using the different tips that come with it so that you can do some other work. Alright, so you do get 3 different tips for different size round patterns and different applications that you might need. And those are all included with the kit. And the kit does come with a nice case that kind of gives you all the tools in one. So it's an option to upgrade from a starter level cup gun, and this will give you a lot more control. So that's the Wagner Sprint PEM X1 cup gun. If you have questions on the unit, you can leave them in the comments below. And thank you for watching.